We shall be back!
Hocus Pocus is so full of magic, it was hard to fit it all in. We'll be getting into all the deleted scenes that weren't completely lost on 1993's cutting room floor, as well as some special moments from Hocus Pocus 2. Number 1. They reshot the entire ending months after they wrapped. After finishing up filming in January of 2022, 2 test screenings showed that audiences found the ending to be weak. So they rushed to reshoot it in June of 2022. The filming was shot in Providence, Lincoln, and Newport, Rhode Island, but the reshoot took place in Astoria, Queens.
I cannot steal their souls without him.
Number 2. A gem that didn't make it to the final cut,
Is
but was given a nod in the sequel. We loved the moment in Hocus Pocus 2 when the Sanderson sisters are scouring the beauty section of Walgreens. In the original Hocus Pocus script, there was actually a scene where they take a trip to the grocery store to buy ingredients for cursed candy crows. But unfortunately, it didn't end up making the cut. The only footage we can see of it is in an early trailer from 1993.
no time for singing.
Number 3. Did Mary leave the cauldron on? This scene was just a quick bit of comedy as the residents of Old Salem are about to execute the Sanderson sisters.
Did I leave the cauldron burning?
I don't know.
Would you mind just running in and checking the cauldron?
Clearly, she does mind.
Has no heart! You're right, I'm wrong.
Number 4. Just a bit of teen angst stepping onto the screen.
You blabs are fat mouth about my personal stuff and I'm supposed to take her trick-or-treating? Forget it, Dad.
It was clear, even without the scene in the original film, that Max was not a fan of Halloween, and definitely not a fan of taking Danny out trick-or-treating.
Not this year, Danny.
His dad isn't hearing it though, and hits him back with a sarcastic jab about his driver's permit.
I guess you're probably not big enough to get your driver's permit this year.
Now we get a bit of a backstory on how Max ended up trick-or-treating with Danny.
Unfair. Totally unfair.
Life is give and take, Max. It isn't always fair.
Number 5. Something we've never really heard Salem, Massachusetts described as before.
Look at this place. It's a paradise. Come on. That's what we've given them, a paradise.
This deleted scene was basically just Max and Danny's parents talking about how glad they were to move their kids away from Los Angeles, California, and into the paradise of Salem, Massachusetts.
No earthquakes, no smog.
Yeah, no mudslides.
That's right.
There is a fun moment of foreshadowing, though.
The only thing we have to worry about here is witches.
LA might not be looking so bad after being face to face with the Sanderson sisters.
Witches. Witches, that's funny.
Number 6. Sarah Jessica Parker is giving major flirtation in this deleted scene.
Ladies, this is a magic bus, but I do need a token or it's a
Winifred said, "Sarah, this looks like a job for you,"
financial equivalent. Por favor.
as she pushes her sister towards the bus driver.
Perhaps you would care for a small token of my affection.
We're not totally sure what happens next, but perhaps Disney deemed it too spicy for a children's movie. Number 7. The moral of the story is never take candy from witches. In the original shooting script, there was a storyline where the witches would use candy crows to possess and lure children to their home. This was supposed to be the reason why Emily ran through the woods and made her way to the Sanderson sisters, but it did inevitably get cut out.
Elijah, pass to see my sister Emily. Hey, but look.
Number 8. R.I.P. to Winnie's makeup here. This is one of the few scenes that didn't get completely lost.
Spent a lot of time just trying to figure out what she was going to look like.
Based on our extensive Hocus Pocus research, this is a scene where Winnie is trying to admire her reflection in the pool.
I thought because she was so very vain, she had serious makeup.
Unfortunately though, Winnie ends up accidentally falling into the pool. Neither Sarah nor Mary want to take the blame, so they each point at each other saying, "She did it," in a classic Sanderson sister way. When Winnie gets out of the pool, she lets out a good-natured laugh. Right before shocking Mary and Sarah with a jolt of electricity, they smolder as Winnie becomes completely dry. Number 9. More teen angst cut from the film.
What about you, Max? What are you supposed to be?
A rap singer.
In the original shooting script, there was supposed to be a montage of an annoying Max explaining his Halloween costume at all the different houses. "I'm a blind center fielder. I'm Christian Slater. I'm Jack Nicholson's long-lost zombie son. I'm Ray Charles, I'm her brother. Number 10. The painting we never got a chance to see. Another scene that was cut from the original shooting script was when Max, Danny, and Allison are exploring the Sanderson sisters' home on what Max would consider his and Allison's first date.
Danny, this is the girl of my dreams.
While exploring the house,
So take her to the movies like a normal person.
Danny!
Allison, being the resident Salem expert, points out a painting of the Sanderson sisters to Max and Danny, explaining what they were like. That's Winifred, the eldest. Her father was a warlock. This is Mary. Her father was a bloodhound, and she could follow the scent of a child for miles. Sarah, the youngest, was strange. She would lure children, usually young boys, into the woods to play, and they'd never be seen again. Number 11. The 90s, when Disney would make being a virgin a plot point. Remember when Max lights the black flame and that basically causes the entire plot to unfold? Instead of all the light bulbs around them exploding and everything going dark, there was going to be a sort of black hole instead. All of the lights in the room were going to be sucked into the black hole of the candle, followed by a howling wind, and then, of course, the laughter of the Sanderson sisters who've been resurrected. Number 12. Who else's favorite character is the cat version of Thackery Binks? Well, you'll be disappointed to find out
So for 3 centuries, I guarded the house on All Hallows Night.
there was almost an entire sequence that would have shown flashbacks of his life as a cursed cat.
When I knew some airhead virgin might light that candle.
Number 13. This is another one for the Binks fans. In the film, once the Sanderson sisters are gone, Binks' soul is set free. But in the original script, the ending was totally different. Binks turns into a regular cat who can't talk anymore. Then the movie closes with Allison and Max sharing a kiss, along with a few more lines of dialogue right before they head back home. What do you think of that? Let us know in the comments. Number 14. We would never complain about more Billy on the screen. In this scene, we would get to see Max, Danny, and Allison traveling through these underground tunnels at the same time as Billy, who is actually looking for them. In the final cut of the movie, the only evidence we see of this search is when Billy loses his fingers after getting run over. Number 15. The storyboards were a bit different than what was captured on screen. Sarah was supposed to have her nose clawed at by Binks, who definitely does not identify as a nice kitty. Winnie was going to throw a fireball at the car's tire, and Allison was supposed to be in the driver's seat. Though we do get a nice callback to the deleted scene about the driver's permit.
Pull over. Let me see your driver's permit.
So what do you think of all those deleted and extended scenes?
Delicious.
Which ones do you think should have been left in?
In a sacred place. Oh, sacred place. We are not allowed in those.
Let us know what you think in the comments.